quite a while ago now. I think it's been a couple of years. Um, I am going into the gas station, and just before I get to the gas station, I see this tall black guy. And, I'm into black guys, but you have to still be good looking black guy. But he's tall, whatever. It was a hot day, so he's not wearing that much. And I'm like, and I'm feeling frisky. Now, this was the last time I ever had a random booty call, by the way. So I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Let's be wild. Let's be crazy. So I start pumping gas, and lo and behold, he walks by and says, wow, you're gorgeous. And I look, and it's this guy. I'm like, oh, thanks. And then he comes over to me, and he says, wow, beautiful eyes. And I said, thank you. I'm like, do you live around here? And he says, yeah, I do. I'm like, whereabouts? Because I'm like 2 blocks from home. And he says, over there. And he kind of points towards where my house is. And I'm like, okay, well, me too. Do you want to ride home? And he's like, sure. So, I go to my house and I'm like, whereabouts are you from here? And he says, oh, I can walk from here. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, do you want to come in for a minute? And so, of course, one thing leads to another. And he comes in and, he starts flirting with me, whatever. I'm thinking this could be wild, passionate, kind of like picking somebody up from a club. Anyways, it was all over in literally 1 minute. He literally put it in, and 2 seconds later, it's done. So I'm like, are you serious? That was the fucking shittiest, shortest, sex I've ever had in my life. That is a definite no repeat for me. And by the way, I did ask him in the car, are you single? He says yes. So he says, well, I should confess, by the way, I am actually married. Oh, nice of you to tell me. And he goes, yeah, I should have told you. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, okay. Well, anyways, go home to your wife because I'm not interested. I'm not interested in a repeat here. And anyway, so he goes home. And my neighbor who sees everything says to me, oh, you had some company yesterday. And I said, yeah. And he says, oh, who was that? I said, oh, this guy, he doesn't live far. Turns out he lives a corner away, like half a block from me, right? So my neighbor, who, like I said, sees everything, calls me a few days later and says, hey, you know that guy that left your place the other day? He was pacing back and forth on the street, in front of your house today, this morning. And I'm like, really? He said, so a couple days later, he calls me again. He goes, look out your window. I look out my window, and there he is pacing back and forth, from one corner to the next, going by my house, looking at it and stuff. And I'm like, what a fucking freak show. I made it pretty clear I'm not interested in seeing him again. Anyways, so this continues for, weeks, literally. My neighbor calls every single time he sees him. And finally, I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous, So I text him, and I'm like, could you please stop walking past my house? And he says, oh, I was kind of hoping that we could get together again. And I said, listen, I am not interested in seeing you again. You're married. First of all, you lied to me. And secondly, that was the worst sex I've ever had. I'm not interested in seeing you again. So anyways, it's been years now. Years, literally years. And do you know what? This guy keeps fucking calling me and texting me from new text apps and stuff. It seems like he's getting new numbers just for me. So every single time that I've actually answered my phone and actually spoken to this guy, I'm like, listen, I am not interested. I don't want to see you again. So he texts me the other day and he's like, oh, it was the best sex I ever had. What? It was fucking 1 minute long, dude. And I'm not interested. If a guy told me he wasn't interested, I would absolutely not embarrass myself enough to contact him again. That would be embarrassing. That would look so bad on me. Who does that? And he's still doing it. He's now, he's following me and subscribed to me on every social media network and platform that I have for work, right? He found me, obviously. I mean, but he's subscribed to me. He's following me. He's everywhere. And every fucking week I get a missed call from him because I've blocked his numbers. So it shows still on your received calls. When you receive a call from a blocked number, it shows. What a fucking freak show. And I said to him the other day on text, what is it going to take for you to stop fucking calling me? What? What do I have to do for you to stop contacting me? I'm not interested. I'm not interested. Holy shit. Oh, me and my wife have broken up. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe she finally got tired of your shit? Found out that you're fucking around? What? Anyways. Wow. How embarrassing for him. Like, just get it together. Somebody says they're not interested, they're not interested.